They did not.
And did you search the backpack yourself?
I did not. It wasn't necessary or rise to the occasion that I do that.
Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
Redlands Ranch Market is a unique full-service international grocery store that specializes in authentic food items from Mexico, India, and from many Mediterranean and Asian countries, including popular items from the U.S. They offer fresh-baked items from their in-house bakery, house-made tortillas from their tortilleria, a delicious array of prepared Mexican foods, a terrific fresh fruit and juice bar, and a large selection of meats, seafoods, and deli sandwiches, salads, and halal meats. Their produce department is stocked full with fresh, local, and hard-to-find international fruits and vegetables that you cannot find anywhere else. Don't forget to stop into the massive Beer Cave and experience the largest selection of domestic, artisan, and imported beers in the IE. They can also cater your next event with one of their delicious takeout catering trays of food. Visit them at redlandsranchmarket.com. That's redlandsranchmarket.com. Redlands Ranch Market, a unique and fun shopping destination.
What would you do if you had a broken bone? You'd go to the doctor and use your insurance, right? Well, what would you do if you have a serious problem with drugs and alcohol? Most people do nothing until it's way too late. Your insurance can help you get clean and sober with the assistance of a place like the Detox and Treatment Helpline. Many times, addiction treatment is fully covered. So why not use your insurance to treat your addiction problem just like you would if you had a broken bone? And with the Family Medical Leave Act, you're allowed to take time off by law, and your employer doesn't need to know the reason. So there are two good reasons. You've got insurance you can use for your addiction problem, and with the Family Medical Leave Act, it's completely confidential. Call now, 800-398-7414. That's 800-398-7414.
For over a century, AM radio has evolved to meet the needs of our community. More than 80 million listeners depend on AM radio each month. It's also the backbone of the emergency alert system, keeping us safe in dangerous times. A new bill in Congress would ensure this free, reliable service remains in cars. Text AM to 52886 and tell Congress to support the AM radio for every vehicle act.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to stop.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
Dutch Bakery and Variety Foods in Ontario is reminding everyone to please give blood. By doing so, you may save the life of a child, surgery patient, or an accident victim. So give blood. It's safe, it's simple, and it's needed. This message, courtesy of your friends at Dutch Bakery and Variety Foods in Ontario. For a great selection of imported food from Holland and Indonesia and knowledgeable, friendly service, visit 1051 West Philadelphia Street in Ontario or call 909-983-6022. They're on the air because they care.
No.
Yeah, I knew that was going to be
But I surround myself with people. I mean, I'm always the one cooking for things. Or I'm always the one that decorates first and come to my house. All the orphans that have no place.
I'm going to have no place to go, so
Okay,
I can
come on over.
And life is so amazing if we can see it.
Jump off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome, you're tuned into Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on NBC News, CNBC News and NBC Sports radio station, KCAA, AM 1050, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, TuneIn, Audible, Amazon Music, T-Live, Rumble, Spreaker, Streaker, LinkedIn, Facebook, and My Show Central, my YouTube channel, where if you free subscribe, you get an alert every morning, weekday morning, to tune in and participate. Welcoming Greg Dayton, a new streamer who's in the chat already. And we are ready for my very special series on Wednesdays called Doctors in the House with Dr. Marissa and
Dr. Tiffany Tate.
she is a Renaissance woman for sure. She's a U.S. Navy veteran, published author, and retired OBGYN from Compton, California. She's a playwright, singer, poet, songwriter, and much more. Also, the published author of several books, including an important children's book called Bad Touching, which she got recognized for, as we heard last week. Please welcome back to my studio, Dr. Tiffany Tate. Good morning.
Good morning.
You are sparkling. I'm catching the light off of that gorgeous necklace there. Could you move your head just a little bit up? I see. Make sure your chin is not in your name. Actually, probably another good 6 inches up. I'll let you adjust that. And we also are welcoming in Lee Wilford, who is a past guest on my show. It looks like you might have a new book there, I see from your thumbnail. And oh, what a sweet compliment. She's better than Oprah, sorry to say that. Don't worry. Actually, Greg, I don't know if you know who Michael Bernard Beckwith is. Dr. Michael Bernard, he's a friend of Oprah's, and he's the one that actually introduced me to Oprah as the Asian Oprah.
Oh.
He came on the show and said they're going to be calling Oprah the new Black Dr. Marissa. So it's, I'm like, brother, do not say that out loud. I'm going to get in trouble. But it is an honorable moniker, and it is an honor to have two doctors in the house. Dr. Tiffany is a medical doctor, and she still is licensed, and she still is very active in the community. So if you have any medical questions, she can definitely answer those. I am a PhD, which is just piled higher and deeper. And if you ask someone which one's better, PhD or MD, it will depend on what they are, on what they answer. But we have no competition here. We're just delighted to be here. And we love to start every show with breakfast. So Dr. Tiffany and I would like you to take a bite of our gratitude sandwich, which means 8 things we are grateful for in the morning and 8 things we appreciate at night. But we're not here with you at night, so we're going to model for you what we'd like you to do before you go to sleep. So let's start with the gratitude. I am grateful that my fabulous client up in Chino Hills, the Inland Empire Utilities Agency, we did a 1-year strategic planning, 1 year later facilitation with 80 fabulous people up there, and it went really well. And I'm delighted because it marks the end of, a big deal, and also the end of my everyday 1 or 2 major things since I got back from Australia and not enough sleep. So I'm happy too that I'm like, I feel lighter now. I don't have any big things until next week in Vegas when I get to cover the United Natives fabulous event. We'll talk about that a little later. That's like 4 gratitudes. Your turn.
Okay. I am grateful for my 3rd book, Little Engine.
Oh, it came out. Oh, that's so adorable.
Yes.
And Mia is her daughter's name, and I got to tell Mia that her name means little mother. She didn't know. But hold on, let me just... Tell me about the book.
Yes, it teaches children about bullying, and it empowers children to have conversations amongst themselves and to talk to adults. And it encourages them and empowers them to speak up and speak out. And I think it is an excellent story. I've even had an assistant principal read it, I've had children read it, and I've had positive feedback. And because I'm a poet, it is a rhythmic story, so it's easy for children to read.
I'm so proud of you and so happy for you. And for those of you who don't know the backstory, um, Dr. Tiffany can no longer practice because she had an injury several years ago. How many years ago?
It was in, well, they retired me in 2019, and
2019.
surgery was in 2016.
2016. So, for someone who loses their ability to do something that they've trained their entire lives on, and everybody knows how difficult it is to actually become a doctor, now she's just blooming with all of these wonderful ways in which she's being of service and a beneficial presence on the planet with things that she never really planned to do, but absolutely wonderful. So I'm delighted. She's a walking example of pivoting in life, not giving up, becoming a full blossoming example of creativity when things don't go the way as planned. So I just want to acknowledge you on that, Dr. Tiffany.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Let's go to the bottom of the button, which is what are things that you like about yourself? Oh, you got hearts on that one too. And somebody already gave us the finger, not that one, but this one. Thank you for participating. We love it when people chat and participate with us. So the bottom of the bun we do to exercise the muscle of self-care, self-approval, self-soothing, which I believe, it's my BS, my belief system, that it is the hallmark and foundation of good mental health. And that's why we do it. We want to do it before you go to bed, but we're just going to model it for you now. Dr. Tiffany, what do you like about yourself?
I like the fact that I am resilient because after losing what most people would think everything, I like my ability to bounce back.
I appreciate my ability to see the best in everyone 88% of the time.
That's pretty good. I like my creativity.
I appreciate my ability to practice what I teach 88% of the time.
And I like my ability to accept people 88% of the time.
There's a theme here. I appreciate my ability to enjoy the bejesus out of my life.
And
Last one.
I like my ability to cook.
I still have yet to be the purveyor of this talent. Just a hint.
We'll have to fix that. We'll have to fix that.
Yes, we will have to fix that for sure. I had the banging butterscotch cake of my Friday co-host. We have to introduce the two of you along Carter. She's the daughter of Otis Williams, the founder of the Temptations, and she has a side business on Etsy. Man, that cake, literally, I think I put 5 pounds in just from the. It was so yummy. So we'll work on something a little less padding, but I'm sure just as equally delicious. All right. That is it for breakfast with Dr. Marissa and
Dr. Tiffany Tate.
Here on our very special series on Wednesdays, Doctors in the House. And I promise you that if you practice this blissipline or good life habit for the next 28 days, you will sandwich your day in the most positive way. Because frankly, my dear, if you can't live with yourself, how the fork do you expect anyone else to? Thanks for joining us for a breakfast. And this is like one of my favorite sounds, obviously. And now for the topic of the day. Dr. Tiffany, what did you choose?
Well, I thought it was important to have a whimsical Wednesday because if you believe it, you can achieve it. And when I was in high school, of course, I was a cheerleader and I worked my way up to being captain of varsity cheer. So, Big G, Big O, come on, let's go. Awesome, right?
I was too.
hmm So, new year, new you. And this is a time where we come up with all these goals and all these dreams. And so, this is the time for us to kick into gear and use our imagination, right? And what can we do to achieve our goals? We can come up with plans, we can come up with actions, and think about what it is that we want to do. What goals do we want to achieve, and how can we achieve our goals? Well, new year, new you. I know that there are a lot of things that I want to do this year. I have had some ups, I've had some downs, and I know that I have set some big time goals for myself. I hope that you have set some goals for yourself. And the best thing that you can do is use your imagination and figure out this is January. What is it that you want to do? And what is it that you want to achieve by the end of the year? Now, statistically speaking, I looked it up. And according to a magazine called Better Up, 92 percent of the people fail to achieve their goals. I thought that that was a staggering statistic. What do you think about that, Dr. Marissa?
Say that number again. I'm looking for the, I don't know, I hate staff emails. I'm sorry. I know you did send me
92%, yeah, 90,
yeah,
92% of people fail to achieve their goal. Despite
that's
the popular belief
90.
that goals are vital to success, and most people they just fail to cross that finish line. And my thought was, okay, how can we do a show to help people get across that finish line? There are things that we can do to encourage, to motivate, to cheer each other on. So let's have a whimsical, motivational Hump Day Wednesday and empower people
Just
and
go
equip
ahead.
people with some necessary tools to put into their toolbox to get them across that finish line.
Awesome. I was just saying, I was just going to give you a cheer on that. Oh, it's definitely important. You're right. 92%. That is shocking.
Mm-hmm.
I would have thought maybe 60, 65. I thought more people were goal oriented, but there's must be something that's keeping us from wanting to achieve our dreams.
Mm-hmm.
But and there is a quiz that she sent me, and I had it earlier, and now it's gone. Do you mind resending that real quick
Okay.
to me, because it's in some kind of a stacked and it's not showing up, and I know that you prepared for that, and I really want it. I love quizzes, and she knows that. That's why she sent it. All right. And I'll just pontificate right now on maybe why people don't achieve their dreams or don't achieve what they would like to do. First, going back to one of my favorite lines in a movie, and this will date me, I'm still hashtag ageless, is from Flashdance. If you stop dreaming, you die. And that hit me. I remember when I was watching it, because really, if you think about it, most people dream a lot about what they want to do. Maybe, when they're first asked in elementary school, what do you want to be when you grow up? And then you have these ideas about what you want to be. And then on top of that, especially in high school, where do you want to go to college? What do you want to be? That's also, in your early 20s, your first job. What do you want to do? What line of business do you want to go into? Which profession? Then you're dreaming in a sense. And then after that, we default to this dream that society thinks we should do, right? A car, house, climb the ladder, meet someone, have kids, do your job even though you don't like it, to be able to make enough money for your nut, your house nut, whatever your nut is, and then die with leaving your material things to your relatives to all over. That is the American dream, right? Really, though, how many of us, and I think hashtag COVID silver lining really helped us go, wait a minute, do I really like what I do? Am I doing what I really want to do? I have a chance maybe to start over, also known as being laid off or losing your job. So the good news about COVID is a lot of people are saying, no, I don't want to drive 2 hours just to go to work anymore. No, I don't want to do this. I don't like it. And it is a good thing, but it's also a challenging thing. So I applaud Dr. Tiffany for wanting to use this time and New Year's to relook at what were your dreams. Well, if I wanted to be a rock star or MVP football or sports figure or famous actor, actress, what do you say to that?
Well, first you need to figure out what it is that you need to do, because the meat of things is that application and action go hand in hand. And when I was looking it up, there are like these 7 simple steps to achieving your goal. And when I looked it up, it says first you want to write down your goals.
Oh, okay, hold on. Before we go into the solution, let's take the quiz.
Okay.
I found the quiz. So let's do that, because we're not even halfway through. You know how I like to do solution after the halfway point. So we're still in the problem side or opportunity side. Okay.
This is going to tell you, once you take the quiz, it's going to tell you what type of person you are and how you can achieve your goals based on where you are and what type of coaching you might need to help you achieve your goals.
Perfect. So there's what you were going to cover. So let's go here. Take quiz?
Yep.
All right. Have you taken it already?
I sure have.
I will be interested to look and see or guess at what you are. Have you made a guess about what I will be? Okay, you can now. All right, this 5-minute quiz. Here we go. Now, I would like you, if you're in the chat, to do this along with me. I'm going to put in the comment section the link to the to the quiz. So Lee and Greg, you can. Oops, that's not it. You can take the quiz with me. It is on betterup.com, but let me give you the exact quiz. I just love a smart studio here. There. Okay, now you have it. Am I interested in abstract ideas? I would say 4. I agree, but not, too much. I have frequent mood swings. I would say disagree. I have a vivid imagination. Strongly agree. I make a mess of things. Disagree. I do sometimes. I'm not interested in a strong disagree. Well, disagree, because sometimes it's the nom, like none of my business. I have difficulty understanding abstract nouns. I disagree. I seldom feel blue. Strongly agree. I get chores done right away. Not right away, but I'll say neutral on that one. I'm guessing we're not alike on most of these right now, Dr. Tiffany?
That's right. I get chores done whenever I get to them.
All right. Okay. I am relaxed most of the time. Well, people don't think I'm relaxed at all, but I would say I'm going to go neutral on this.
I'm relaxed most of the time.
Are you? I do not have a good strong disagree. This one, both of us are alike, I would say, right? Strongly disagree. Yes? Okay. I get upset easily. I'm going to go neutral because it really depends, right? So I'm going to say neutral. What did you say?
Nah, I don't get upset pretty easily.
Okay. I talked to a lot of different, yes, strongly agree. You strongly agree on that one too, right?
Probably.
No? Oh, okay. Maybe not as I often forget to put things back in their proper place. No. Well, I do lose things.
Yeah, I'm probably. I'm like, where are my glasses?
All right, busted. What about you?
Yeah, I'm probably neutral. I always forget my glasses. So.
I am not really interested in others. That's disagree. I would say you're disagree too. I'm the life of the party, pretty much. I'll do a strong. Yeah. Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, all this stuff now we're like, I sympathize with others' feelings. Yeah. I'll say agree. I keep in the background. Heck no. Strongly disagree. What was yours?
Yeah, I'm
strongly disagree. I don't talk a lot. Strongly disagree.
Yeah, we're talking.
Yeah. I feel others. Okay, emotions. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I try not to. I'll say agree.
Yeah, I strongly agree.
Yeah. You did strongly agree. Okay. Yeah. I like order. I agree. I do like order. Yeah. What about you? Okay. Calculate my results. This will be interesting. Extroverted, no. Shiitake Sherlock. Okay, coach can help you strengthen related areas like building influence. I don't think I need help in that, to be honest. Yeah. Let's see. What was did yours look like that?
Let me pull up my picture because I took a picture of it so I can remember.
Yeah. I'm going to take a picture of this too, so I have it. Yeah. Did anybody else take the test? And, all right. So 5 big personality traits: extroversion, emotional stability, agreeableness, openness, conscientiousness. They're all high, right?
Mm-hmm.
Were your numbers close?
Yeah, I'm very agreeable.
Which one was your top one?
The blue, same as you.
The blue, same as me. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So they're fishing for coaching clients, as you can see. But should I read this?
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay. You tend to enjoy. If you've just tuned in and you're wondering what's going on in studio today, I just took a quiz to find out how I approach action and fulfilling dreams, and that's the topic for today. You are tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, AM 1050, FM 106.5. 25 years celebrating, the station that leaves no listener behind, NBC News Radio, and home to the Asian Opera. And we are on Wednesday, which is Doctors in the House special series with me and
Dr. Tiffany Tate.
And she picked the topic, Whimsical Wednesdays. And then what was the rest of that?
If you can believe it, you can achieve it. Achieving your goals.
Yes, and dreams, right?
Yes.
So, and we just took the test on Better Up. I just took the test. She already took the test. And we're looking at what our strengths are. So, extroversion, we get energy from interacting with others, enjoy being the center of attention. I'm a Leo on 5 planets. I can help it. Like to attack, assert yourself. You may appear more dominant in social settings. True. Your score indicates a moderate level of emotional stability. High in tend to be more resilient, less prone to worry and stress. Low in this trait, worry a lot, get upset or stressed easily. You're somewhere in between. I think I'm more than between, but okay. Agreeableness, moderate level of agreeableness, have an optimistic view of human nature, true. Generally trusting, helpful, generous, low, and tend to be skeptical of others, somewhere in between. They're not their numbers are interesting. Openness, high in openness, tend to be imaginative, so I'm moderately creative. And let's see, conscientiousness, pay attention to detail. Um, I'm also they can appear unreliable because they dislike schedules and often fail to follow their.
And see, mine says, what I took a picture of, it says, what are your big five personality traits? Have you ever noticed that you have some consistent patterns of thoughts, feelings, and behaviors across your life, and that those patterns may differ from other people? Researchers have identified five broad personality traits that tend to explain those patterns and influence important health and work outcomes. These five traits are agreeableness, extroversion, conscientiousness, openness, and emotional stability. So those are my five big personality traits. Which
Yeah,
are
but actually, those are five for everybody because I have that same thing on mine. They
yeah,
are just saying that they use those to measure your ability to fulfill.
but
So
those are the
they're
big
not
five that
looking
I
at,
have.
pardon?
Those are the big five that I measured out.
I
Which
know, but everybody does on this test, Dr. Tiffany. Those are
okay.
the five things that, because I have the same five. So
Oh,
they're just saying, where do you fall on those five is how they're making
their
their
assessment.
exactly. And you can tell I write surveys and I write questionnaires, which is why I'm a little more critical when I see stuff like this. Because I actually, taught this course in university on,
Hmm.
how to assess. So I agree with it, and there's some things that I'm not
Disagree
so,
with.
yeah. But hey, it could be resistance speaking to. I was just talking to my task force leaders yesterday. Is if anybody questions the methodology, that's resistance. So it's like I've got some of that going. But I don't want to take away from the value in this. So you go. Now talk about how this relates to our ability to fulfill our dreams and goals.
So basically, when I looked it up, it says that there are 7 simple steps to achieving your goals that can help you move towards it. And I thought some of them were actually practical and actually useful. And I was like, okay, I can actually see myself implementing some of these to help me move toward achieving some of my dreams and put them into practice. And they're easily doable. The first is write down your goal, because if you see it every day, you're kind of reminded towards it. So some say it helps your subconscious accept it by writing it down. And if you write it down every morning, that repetition kind of reinforces your brain. See it, hear it, write it down. It's kind of that repetition effort to help reinforce it. So I was like, okay, I can do that. Doable. The second, set a deadline for it. I want to have it done by this date. Okay, that's also something to do, and that's doable. Work on your mindset. You can begin to work on your mindset by having a positive attitude, having that glass half full. And I know that Dr. Marissa has that positive attitude, and you can pick up her book, and that kind of helps reinforce that positive mindset. That's right. And
Came in.
so,
I sold
mhm,
out. They just came back in. So thank you for that.
absolutely. So you want to read inspirational books, hang out with positive people, because you are the company you keep. So you don't want to be basically around anyone who's going to pull down your dreams. You want to think positive. You want to be positive, and you want to have that reinforcement on a daily basis, because if you can see it, you can achieve it. And that's very important. What do you think, Dr. Marissa?
I absolutely agree with you. If you cannot believe that it's possible in the teachings of Abraham and law of attraction, is if you doubt that you can achieve them, then you are counteracting your belief in wanting it. So if you can't believe it, then you won't be able to see it, right?
Hmm.
And if you what's that saying? I'll believe it when I see it,
Yeah.
right? It's actually, if I can see it, um, it's because I believe it.
Hmm. Absolutely.
So yeah, yeah. Next, what else do I have to do? So I got to
Um,
write it down.
Yeah, so you're gonna write it down, you're gonna write it down, set a deadline, work on your mindset. Number four, develop your skill set. If your goal requires you to have certain skill, figure out what you need and acquire that skill. My motto is that I've always said time is gonna pass no matter what you do with it. So make the most of your time, and you want to focus on achieving your dream and figure out how to achieve it. So, if you want to be a chef, take a cooking class. If you want to be a baker, take a baking class. If you want to be an actor, take an acting class. If you want to be a singer, learn how to sing, learn how to read music. Develop whatever skill it is you need to develop to achieve whatever goal you want to achieve. If you want to write, start writing. Be like Nike. Just do it. And start seeing it being done. I believe I had a conversation with my daughter, and I said, don't say that you can't do it. Say that you can do it. Start saying it is done, and don't think negative, think positive. Because if you think negative, it's never going to happen. You just have to believe it. Don't think if, think when. And as long as you think when, it will come to pass.
Mhm. Let me
Uh,
put the moose on the table, though.
mhm.
So, because some people, through life experience, um, whatever they've tried, they've fallen on their face. Whatever they've tried hasn't worked out. Whenever they have attempted, or really put their heart, mind, and soul into something, it didn't work out. And through many, many, many of those, they stopped trying. To say to someone at that point, you just have to believe. You just have to say it. You just have to affirm it. You just have. I I I I question the efficacy of moving someone who's in that deep of a place by telling them just affirm. It's like those affirmation cards. If you are in a place where you can't even fathom, based on real life experience, where everything you've tried has not worked out, I think in those cases, these steps are kind of like not timed well, is what I'm going to say.
Okay.
So, how would you work with someone who says, I've tried that, I've done all of that, it doesn't work?
I would say sometimes it's about perspective. If you've fallen down and you're looking up, get up and move to the left and look right. Get up and move to the right and look left. Try a different perspective, because maybe it's not what you're doing, it's how you're doing it. Look at me. I was a board certified OBGYN. I really believed my goal was to be a surgeon. Now I am a poetry author. I am on the radio. I really thought my life was
TV,
over.
camera, and TV. This is
Yeah,
radio TV.
yeah,
Yep.
radio, TV. And I really thought my life was over. But my life wasn't over. I had to change my perspective. When I
Good
started
point.
writing, I didn't want to publish my poetry. My friends had to really encourage me to submit my poetry to the publishers. It was something I did begrudgingly, and then they wanted to publish my books. My first book, Floetry,
Poetry.
Eight Poetic Flows on Life, Love, and Liturgical Issues, was something that I did begrudgingly. So a lot of times we have to take ourselves out of the box that we have put ourselves in. And life is dynamic, it's always changing, it's always growing. But we as human beings, we place ourselves into boxes and we have to take ourselves out of the box. So a lot of times, if we're doing something and we're ramming our head against the wall, it's because we are doing that. We are ramming our heads against the box, against the wall. They say, what is insanity? Insanity is the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome.
Yep.
Well,
Yep.
perhaps we need to change what we're doing so that we can get a different outcome.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely. I love that the difference in perspective, looking from a different angle. Um, my the thing that I say that seems to be the most helpful for people who are in that place, and if you're listening or you know someone who is in that place, because there's a lot since COVID, please feel free to share this particular episode because I believe that if people have lost hope in life. This is why we have more depression, why we have more suicides. The reset button is it possible that all of those things that you tried were A, something that wouldn't, was not really for your best and divine good, and two, maybe it is, but the timing isn't right. So is it possible that all of those things that you call failures are really not? They are attempts and they are chiseling because you've learned something from every single experience. So the reframe that I try to get my clients to do is you've been looking at this situation one way, which also combines with your different perspective. You see whatever that is. The relationship is a failed relationship, the job is a failed job, the entrepreneurial attempt at something as a failed attempt. Can we take a 10,000-foot look, step back and go, no, that wasn't a failure. It wasn't a mistake. It was a mistake that developed an opportunity to learn and grow and be chiseled by that into the beautiful sculpture that you actually are. Everybody is. So when that shift can happen, then the ability to restart, or it's a hard reboot of your mind, body, soul, spirit, mainframe of you. And once we can do that, then we can start with the, what's the goal? But that first ground zero reset, deleting all the stale cookies that tell you in your browser that you're not good enough, that you're not all right, you're not worthy. And the reason why everything fails is because you're not all that and you're, a piece of shiitake. I know that was what I was, brought up with thinking by someone who didn't know any better and thought that was the best way to teach me how to grow up was negative motivation. So in this reaching your dreams, that first shift from where you are, how much BS belief system do you have in a friendly universe? So I'm going to challenge everybody to sort of take on Einstein's most important question: is the universe friendly or not? If you are stuck in no, life sucks, look at all around, people are crazy, and the world is a scary and bad place, don't dream. Your dreams are going to be nightmares. So that first shift of, people ask me all the time, why are you so positive? Because I believe fundamentally that life is for me, not against me. And from that place, you can dream. So I hope I didn't insert too much in there. But I think that all that you're saying is so important after you make that, you got to turn there. Because if you're willing yourself to do something that you don't believe in, don't bother.
Mm-hmm.
It's like decaffeinated coffee. Why bother?
Absolutely, absolutely. And that leads us into step 5. Take the first step. Don't wait. Don't procrastinate. Just dive into the deep end of the pool and don't be afraid to fail. Like I said, failure stands for first attempt in learning. And if there's a first attempt, there's a second attempt, and numbers are infinite. Just keep trying, just keep achieving, just keep striving. And the sixth step is to continue until you complete it. Just keep moving forward. The path to your goal or your dream is ultimate and it's continuous. And just keep moving forward. It's just about progress. Take it one step at a time. And it's okay. It's okay to fall. It's okay to get back up. It's okay to keep striving. And then, number 7, once you achieve it, once you get there, reward yourself. Reward yourself. Pat yourself on the back. High five yourself. Brag on yourself. It's okay to do that.
Yeah, yeah, great, great. Yeah, mahjong is my reward for myself. I love playing it, and that's my. Speaking of which, it is Chinese New Year coming up on Saturday. You can reward yourself with going out and celebrating with eating noodles. Fried noodles are long life. Make sure you don't cut your hair or clean your house on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day because you will sweep away or cut away your good fortune.
Oh, okay. I will make
Yes, you didn't know that, did you? I
I
love that scale. First attempt in learning. I love it when you bring that up. It's up there for any of the streamers before, during, and after. If you've just tuned in, we're having a great talk and instruction on achieving dreams, how to fulfill your goals so you're not one of the 92% who do not reach their goals in that shocking statistic that Dr. Tiffany brought up at the beginning. Um, if you, I love practicality. Let's actually use these steps on a goal. So if you have a goal, put it in the chat. I don't know if you have a goal for this year, but let's see how we can use those steps in a practical application, because I'm all about that. So do you have one, or do you want me to do it?
I actually do because I have another book coming out this year.
Oh, there you go.
And it's called Money Matters. It's another children's book to teach children about saving and investing. And I am trying to make sure I focus and get that done in the midst of my drama that you know that I'm dealing with. Yay me, as I successfully divorced. Woo, woo. um,
Happily divorced. She's
yeah,
joined the happily divorced team. I'm the captain of
absolutely.
that team.
Yes, yes. And but my goal is to try to make sure I get that book completed and published and hopefully distributed and available to the public by summer. That is my goal.
Mhm.
So if I
Now,
were to apply it to the steps, I
mhm,
would write down number 1, I would write down my goal.
yep, which
So,
is to, and everybody, I believe everybody has a book in them. So I challenge you, all those listening now or later, to play along, not play along, to work along, or I call it work play, along with Dr. Tiffany. Write your goal down, write a book. Even if you don't think you can write a book, I believe that you can write a book. So go ahead.
So I'm going to write down my goal to get
Right.
my book published, set my deadline. My deadline is to have it in or available by summer on shelves by Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, globally by summertime.
Can I
Work,
make a insert on that one?
yes.
I would say summer, unless I get some information that would change that. Because I think that a lot of my clients put undue pressure on themselves by arbitrarily having date set or dollar sign set, and they'll say, I want to make so much by so what time. I want this product to market by this time. I want this book published by the summer. And then, nobody anticipated COVID. Nobody anticipated, shift happens. Things in life happen. And then you get stressed unnecessarily because you're not hitting this goal that the only person who really is invested in that is you, and not based on any data, on any reality. And you can't cut yourself a break because you didn't make your goal. So I put that little asterisk anytime anybody says this by that. So I don't want you to be stressed out because you didn't meet that date, but it wasn't not under your control, right?
Yeah. I'm already in the process. So I just have to decide on the illustrations and everything. So I've
Yeah, but I
already
think
started the editing.
if the date is a motivator to help you achieve what you want to achieve without stressing you out, I think the balance there is it can be a motivator without crossing the line of being an unnecessary stressor. So that's my
I'll be
two cents.
flexible.
Thank you. That's my
Okay.
8 cents.
Okay. Well, I already have the skill set, so I'm good there. I've already taken my first steps. I plan to continue until completion, and my reward will be my birthday trip. So
And where's that going to be too?
my plan is to take myself to Costa Rica.
Ooh, it's too
I've
hot
never
there.
been.
So I'll say have a good time. Yeah, I was invited to go teach out there for Gerard, one of my guests. Left my. Anyways, it's a beautiful place to teach visioning, but it's too hot.
I did
I,
want to
I can't
share. I did want to share a quick poem from my book, and it's called Ambitious Dreamer, and it's from my book Floetry, 108 Poetic Flows of Life, Love, and Liturgical Issues. And it says, be an ambitious dreamer. Do not limit yourself. When you envision your future, seek happiness over wealth. Do not let other people step on your dreams. Do not let them force you into a reality of scenes, of what seems to be what is best for you. Trust yourself. You know what you want to do.
Very nice.
So,
You are a poet and you know it. Hold on. We always. That's great. I hope you have enjoyed this episode of Doctors in the House with Dr. Marissa
Dr. Tiffany Tate.
And take all of this. And if you just joined us, you can free subscribe to my YouTube channel and walk through the steps on whatever your goal is, because Whimsical Wednesdays, tagline,
If you believe it, you can achieve it.
Exactly. Exactly. I wanted to take the last few minutes to highlight something that resulted as a direct result of this particular series. Dr. Tiffany brought on a very good friend of hers, and she was phenomenal. I wanted a guest to highlight Native American Month, and she brought a beautiful another doctor. We had 3 doctors in the house, and she is the founder of this incredible organization called United Natives, and they are having their Inspirational Awards Gala this coming Tuesday. So if you're in Vegas, or you're going to be in Vegas, or you want to go to Vegas to support an amazing organization, it's at the Palms Casino Resort. February 6th, there's 3 events. Women in Sports, it's a luncheon. Shyla LeBeau is a panelist speaker. She's the 2-time US IBA national champion and Nike athlete, N7 ambassador. I'm going to get to interview her on the red carpet, and then followed by a VIP cocktail reception with NFL Cleveland Browns quarterback Dorian Thompson Robinson, and that's from 5 to 6:30, and I'm going to get to interview him as well. I wonder if he's single. And then in the evening, the gala, United Natives Inspiration Awards gala ticket. Adam Beach, the Golden Globe and Image Awards Best Actor, is the VIP guest. I'll get to interview him on the carpet. And that is, let's see, again at the Palms Casino Resort in Vegas. First annual United Natives Inspiration Gala, an epic night of celebration for outstanding Indigenous individuals. Ticket purchases are 100% tax deductible, and your purchase will go back to United Natives nonprofit. So just really excited about that. World famous Indigenous Enterprise will be one of the performers. So, and there's just live music, Kent Jones, special performance by Lil Mike and Funny Bone, live performance by Redbone. DJ Franson is going to be providing the music. So I'm super excited. I'm thankful to you, first and foremost, Dr. Tiffany, for bringing her to the studio. If you missed that interview, it will also be available to you free. Subscribe on my YouTube channel. And that is it. I'm glad I got to highlight her. Thank you, Dr. Tiffany, for all that you do and all that you are. It's all about balance, folks. Peace in, peace out, world peace through inner peace. Now go and have the best day ever. We'll see you tomorrow. It is Straight Talk with Dr. Marissa and a guest co-host.
NBC News on KCAA Loma Linda, sponsored by Team